What's up, you guys? Jonathan Carter here. Today, we are going to be talking about Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man 2 PS5. The majority of this video will be my spoiler-free thoughts on the game itself. There will be a minor spoiler section in this video, but I will be sure to warn you before that part of the video comes, just so you don't spoil yourself. I am a massive, avid Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero my entire life. I've just always loved the character of Spider-Man that has resonated with so many people. And I loved the first Insomniac Spider-Man game. I thought Miles Morales was a great follow-up that did leave me wanting a little more, but Spider-Man 2 is a fantastic video game. Starting things off with the positives, wow, the improvements that this game makes, not only on the 2018 Spider-Man game, but also the Miles Morales follow-up, is insane. It's mind-blowing, the size of the open world, the size of the campaign, all of the new things added, the freaking loop-de-loop that you can do in the game, the web wings. I feel like I will just always go back to this game, even though I've beaten it, and just swing around the city because it feels, well, I mean, kind of makes you feel like Spider-Man. This game truly shows off the power of the PS5. Its seamless load times and every aspect of the game looks breathtaking. I played in the fidelity 120 hertz smooth mode, which let me play at 4K at about 40 frames per second. I didn't notice any frame drops. This is probably the best looking PlayStation game, right up there with The Last of Us Part 1. I also loved the story here. We will get more into details in the spoiler section of this video. I have read and heard some complaints about the story, but I truly have none. I mean, there were so many moments that just had my jaw on the floor. I was truly flabbergasted by the things that happen in this story, especially in the second half, that wasn't really commercialized or advertised. But truly, out of the three games, this is my favorite story. Moving into the mixed aspects of the game, truly the only mixed thing here that I have to talk about are the costumes, specifically more so in the Peter category. I think that a few of the costumes that were left out from the first game would have been very welcome here. I do love a bunch of the new additions, the TASM 2 suit, all of the black suits here, especially, the black and red 90s one from the animated Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, love that, love that. But I don't know why we lost the Into the Spider-Verse suit, especially with Miles having all of his or almost all of his, especially because you could play as both of them in their Spider-Verse suits, and why not do that? So I was also sorely missing I think it's the Mark IV suit. I played through the entire first game in that suit, and I really, really, really missed it here. But that being said about the suits, those color variants that you have for every single suit, oh my gosh, it is like one of the most ingenious inclusions in this game. And I think there are so many suits here that their color palette swap. Some of them look better than the original suits themselves, and that goes for both Miles and Peter. Moving into the negatives, the two things I have to talk about here are the fact that the story doesn't feel as focused on Miles' character as it does on Peter's. I know Peter is the main Spider-Man here. Also, both Peter and Miles are Spider-Man. If you feel differently, I'm not even going to talk about it. I know this is he's the main Spider-Man. This is his game. I just felt as I was playing through the story that there were some big moments that I was kind of like, where's Miles in all of this? And the last thing here in the negative category is the world does feel pretty lifeless once the game ends. I remember in the first game, it lets you replay a couple of the bases, or you could replay some missions. This game, for some reason, doesn't have those options. I think this will all kind of be solved when New Game Plus comes out and when they add the inevitable DLC. So finishing this video out with a spoiler section, here is your spoiler warning. If you have not played through the entire game and don't want to be spoiled, please swing away. Wow, the second the last half of this narrative in this game, it was incredible. It's incredible. I was a fan of Harry having the symbiote and him being the one that turned into Venom. I think it was a very smart decision to have Miles deal with his hatred and trauma with Lee. He did have a main story there, which was great, but like I said in the negative section of the video, it was almost a disservice to his character where he could have been in the campaign a little more because Miles Morales is such an amazing character, and his family was really not in it in any significant, meaningful way. I think this game would have benefited from maybe an hour or two more of campaign. But when you move into that second half, when the symbiote has taken over the city, man, when MJ gets taken over by the symbiote and she becomes Shriek, or whatever that symbiote's name is, that my jaw was on the floor. I was not expecting to see that. And then you have to fight her, and it was just like, yes, this is what I want in a Spider-Man video game. And the other big moment for me was when you think that the Venom fight is over at the end, and then he just sprouts wings out of nowhere. Oh my! Another moment where I was like, I can't believe what I'm looking at on the screen here. And closing out this spoiler section, the Flame side story was probably one of my favorite aspects of this game. Every time a Flame mission would pop up, I would stop what I would be doing and go swing and do that mission. And just that ending where it's Cletus Cassidy. Sorry about that. The ending with the revelation that it's Cletus Cassidy, and he says Carnage, and he has the symbiote. I don't know if they're saving that for Spider-Man 3. I would love if that was DLC. But also another moment where I was like, yes, they're doing Carnage. Carnage is one of my favorite, not even just Spider-Man characters, but like characters in general in any medium. Give me this. Give me Carnage. All that being said, I am officially a fan of the MJ missions along with the Haley missions, mission. I think that graffiti side quest where you're playing as Haley and you have the dual sense and the way that they implemented that into the game, I thought was incredible. And I've never seen a video game, any other game, do that before. After playing that mission, it just left me with a really good feeling. And I hope in the next game or the DLC or whatever comes next kind of has more missions like that. So there's my review. There's my thoughts on Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. In my opinion, this is the best superhero game ever. Before the Insomniac series, Arkham City was my favorite superhero game, and then came Insomniac Spider-Man. But this one takes the cake. I think this is the best superhero game to date. If you agree or if you disagree, please let me know in the comments, along with what you thought of the game. Did you love this game? Did you hate it? Did it really make you feel like Spider-Man? Let me know if you're gonna swing back around again when New Game Plus comes out, along with the inevitable DLC. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.